Hello everyone. Yep, it's another Uni Kuru Toga video. Today's one is the wood version. It's a bit like the metal version, but with wood instead of metal. What do you know? You guys love those pencils. Actually, the metal pencil video that I did has had more hits than any other video that I've done. I wonder if you're going to like this one as much. Let's go find out. Alright, so the Uni Kuru Toga is not one pencil. It's a whole line of pencils, and there's a big range in the price of these things. All of them share one trait, and that is that when you take the pencil off the paper and you touch it down on the paper again, the internals rotate. And so you should be able to see here that where there is orange for a while, the orange disappears because it's just rotating on the inside. All right, so that's the main feature of these pencils that make them special. You've got the basic entry version here, which is in the sub $10 mark. You've got the advance that rotates twice as much for a given number of taps. So that one also is, pretty decent value. You've even got this really nice roulette that has this finish on it here, this kind of, oh gosh, I should know that word, but anyway, it's it's a really nice grip section made out of metal that you can hold on to, and it just feels really nice and comfortable. So you can do hours of technical drawing with this. Right, and then you've also got the advance upgrade. So this is a little bit of metal here. This is like the advance, so where it would rotate twice as much. This one also would do the same, but with a slightly upgraded feel, in the metal on the barrel there. And then that brings us to the last couple. So this one here is the metal. We covered this one before, and as I said, you guys absolutely love this pencil. And equally loved is the dive, which is a really, really expensive pencil. That's because it was limited edition and it never got redone, and now the only way is to pay an exorbitant price on eBay around the 150 Australian dollar mark, typically, right? This one, though, had an extra feature. It had a couple of extra things that make it pretty snazzy, and that when you run out of lead, it keeps popping out and just keeps going until you run out of the entire lead. If you want to look into this one a bit more, just have a look at the past videos, but that's not the point of today. Today, we have a new beast in town. We have Uni Kuru Toga Wood. Okay. Should we have a look? Right, so price point wise, it's the same as the metal. And actually, when I bought this, I think it was on AliExpress, and it had the same listing for all the different pencils, and there were different wood versions and different metal versions. So yeah, I get the feeling they're sort of marketed in the same level of premium. So let's open it together, because I haven't done that yet. I mean, one thing that you'd notice first up is that it comes in this really quite fancy wood, paper, which I guess is made out of wood. But that's not really the point. The point is, it's nicer than the plasticky ones that you get for the base one or for the advance. So this one's nice. Yeah, here it is. It is nice, isn't it? It's substantial. So I think the body construction is all metal in the same way as the metal version was all metal. Even the advanced upgrade that had elements of metal in it, the internals were plastic and definitely didn't have the same substantial feel that you had with the metal version. All right, so I think we've got the same thing here. Yeah, we've got this really nice substantial pencil. There's the, nice finish, surface finish on the metal up here. And that wooden grip section feels very nice, actually. It flares a little bit at the end here. You can see that's not perfectly straight, cylindrical. It's got a bit of a flare. So that's going to be really nice for holding onto, I think. Yeah, lovely. All right, should we zoom in a bit more just so we can see this in greater detail? Let's do that. All right, so, yeah. All right, so we've got, let's get the microphone up so you can hear this. Right, that noise there, that's the fingers rubbing along this surface texture of the metal here. It's really quite nice. Same deal here on the other one. Yeah, so same surface finish, I think, on both of them. What else is the same and what's different? Turn them up that way so you guys can read a bit better. It looks to me like everything else is much the same. You got different choices in lead diameters. So there's a 0.5 mil. This one's also a 0.5 mil. Yeah, the metallic body, the eraser at the end. Yep, they're the same. What about if we take it apart? So previously I've unscrewed this one. So we can do that again. That pops out, and you can take this part off as well, I think. Yes, you just rotate that, which says to me that they should be interchangeable. Yeah, and there you are. So the mechanism, much finer, thinner than the earlier versions. The plastic on the inside of that is much, much broader. Now let's get the wooden one out and have a look, see if it's the same. I reckon it will be. Obviously. All right, that unscrews. Very nice. All right. Oh, that's interesting. The thread there came out with the wood this time. Wow. I think that is how it is. Wow, so they're not the same. Wow. Did not expect that. I wonder if I can take this bit out here, out of the metal version. Oh, no. No, it doesn't come out. Well, that is very interesting. So these are not the same. They have a fundamental difference on the construction of that outer surface. Oh, and even the caps are different. Sorry, not the caps, the end bits there that oh wow. Look at that. Wow. That is surprising. So yeah, the metal versus the wood, the two ends have, yeah, those metal fittings are included in the wooden part, but not in the metallic part. I wonder why that is. Any ideas? I don't know. I guess wood, you don't want to be doing too much to it. So by having the thread and the metal already bonded to the wood, it means that you never have a contact with the wood, you know, mechanically if you start screwing something into it. Yeah, that's possible. I guess the other point of view is that you can't just interchange them anymore. So I can't put this, oh, that goes the other way, doesn't it? I can't just put that on the metal version because it's a completely different bit. Wow, how interesting. I did not expect that at all. All right, what about the mechanisms themselves then? So if we just look at those two, I can zoom out a bit now. Yeah, so if we look at the mechanisms, what do we got? What's different? Anything? I don't think so. I think they look identical. Now there is one last thing, and that's that I think the grip, if you hold as tight as you possibly can, and you move it around, yeah, it slips easier. It slips easier than if you take the metal part, because it's got this, this texture that they've put into the metal bit there that, yeah, actually you grip onto that quite a bit better. I could see that, if you've got wet hand or it's a bit damp or the room's kind of hot and muggy and gross, I could imagine this being a bit more slippery. But, never really worry about a pencil being slippery, do you? I think if you had a wooden pencil, just a standard wooden pencil, you wouldn't go, ooh, it needs to be out of metal so it doesn't move in your hand as much. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so that's all I've got on the Uni Kuru Toga today. But you know what? Mechanical pencils, I get it, they're great. But you know what? Fountain pens are better. Check it out. I've got a whole bunch of other videos on my channel, pretty much always about fountain pens. There's other things I talk about like, the Uni Kuru Toga, Rubik's Cubes, chemistry, silly things like that. Fountain pens, it's where it's at, people. Get into it. I promise you won't regret it. Bye.